Kris Jenner experienced an outburst of emotion as she reflected on a tense argument that took place in 2016 between her son Rob Kardashian and his then-girlfriend Blac Chyna, which she had heard had a traumatic effect on her son. On Friday, Jenner testified from the witness stand in a courtroom in Los Angeles that she felt Chyna attempted to murder her son. This was Jenner's second day of testimony in the case. She stated that at the time, she was told that Chyna attacked Kardashian with a metal pole while she was intoxicated, tried to strangle Kardashian with a phone cord, and pointed a revolver at Kardashian's head at the same time. Everything was in utter disarray. Keeping Up with the Kardashians' matriarch Kris Jenner, who is 66 years old, admitted that the experience was terrifying. She is the first of 4 defendants, a group that also includes her daughters Kim Kardashian, Khloe Kardashian, and Kylie Jenner, to testify in Blac Chyna's $100 million lawsuit against the women, in which she alleges that the women conspired to have her reality show Rob and Chyna cancelled and to damage her celebrity status. Earlier this week, a significant portion of Chyna's testimony focused on the fight, as well as the celebration that took place the night before in honor of the show being renewed. Chyna stated that she was playing around with her fiancé when she grabbed his unloaded revolver off of a nightstand and wrapped a phone wire around his neck. Chyna's testimony was presented in court. On the other hand, Kris Jenner stated that placing a pistol to her son's head was not a joke. She recalled saying to her son, "He was a mess," while talking to him about the incident on December 15, 2016, after it had occurred. "I could only guess what he was going through. This was a truly terrible predicament. I was completely devastated." When Kris Jenner started thinking about the fight that Rob Kardashian had with Blac Chyna, which took place many months after Kim Kardashian was robbed at gunpoint in Paris, she started to cry. She stated that it was a traumatic experience for her to know that both of her children had a gun aimed at them within the same calendar year. Kim had just been dealing with Paris while Rob's crisis was going on, she stated. While Rob's situation was going on, a gun was held to his head, and she was held at gunpoint before being tossed into a bathtub, the victim was told. That must be difficult for a mother to bear. During her time on the stand, Kris Jenner said that her boyfriend Corey Gamble intervened to separate her son and Chyna, the latter of whom, according to Kris Jenner, destroyed an expensive television in the master bedroom. But after Gamble separated them and asked Rob Kardashian to leave, she was informed that Chyna had broken the windscreen of her son's car by smashing a chair on it. During the course of her questions, Chyna's attorney, Lynn Chawney, inquired as to the reasons why neither Jenner nor anybody else contacted the authorities. Jenner said that members of her security team who had previously served in the Los Angeles Police Department helped defuse the tense situation. According to Kris Jenner, she intended to assist Blac Chyna. According to her, the couple's disputes were an ongoing motif in their relationship and included the use of alcoholic beverages and drugs. According to what she had to say, "We didn't put Chyna on the show and give her this great life for it to be taken away. We made other opportunities for ourselves. I had high hopes that everything would turn out okay. Because of this, I decided not to call the police." Chawney attempted to get more information on a text message that Kris Jenner had sent to the showrunner of Rob and Chyna, in which Chyna was quoted as saying that she'd beat the expletive out of Rob's face. She explained that the phrase was a figure of speech that was employed. A comparison was made by Kris Jenner between her comment and Will Smith's slapping of Chris Rock during the most recent Oscars. "It's like you're at an awards event, and you get slapped," she stated, eliciting some amusement from the jury as well as some other people in the courtroom, despite the fact that her children's facial expressions remained unchanged. After her son's incident with Chyna, Chawney inquired about another text she sent to the showrunner that stated, "We need to ditch this expletive." Jenner maintains that she was furious and unhappy at the time but that she was never involved in any way in hindering Chyna's time on the program. Jenner added that she was quite angry and outraged at the time. She expressed her feelings by saying, "That's not my proudest moment, but it was how I felt at the time." The case that Chyna filed in 2017 accuses the defendant of defamation as well as interference with contracts. It states that Kris Jenner is a ringleader who utilized her daughters in a campaign to slander Chyna as abusive to Rob Kardashian, and it states that this effort was led by Kris Jenner. the spin-off of Keeping Up with the Kardashians that the pair created together, titled Rob and Chyna, debuted on the E! Network later in September of 2016, with Kris Jenner serving as an executive producer on the show. She claimed that she had nothing to do with the decision of the network not to order a second season of the reality show she was a part of. Due to the fact that Kris Jenner is her son's manager, she stated that she would get a letter informing her that the show has been greenlit. On the other hand, she claims that they were never sent a letter exercising the option. Dream Kardashian is Chyna and Rob Kardashian's daughter together as a parent. Kris Jenner testified in Blac Chyna's ongoing defamation lawsuit and described an alleged incident in the model's past involving a gun and her ex-boyfriend Rob Kardashian. The incident allegedly occurred while Rob was Blac Chyna's boyfriend. Chyna threatened to shoot him in the head with a gun. My daughter, Kim Kardashian, 60 days prior, was placed in a tub, robbed at gunpoint, and this terrified me, the Safely founder, 66, said on Friday, April 22, referring to the scheme's mogul being burglarized in Paris, according to a source from Page 6. The incident took place on April 16. I'm a mom, and it's my obligation to look out for everyone, she said. The matriarch asserted that the couple, who became parents to daughter Dream, who is now 5 years old, in November 2016, had both been drinking and taking drugs during the event that occurred in December of that same year. We didn't put Chyna on the program, instead, we put her in a home. So that we could take it away. Why on earth would we want to do that? Jenner stated on Friday about the former member of Real Blac Chyna, who is 33 years old. This is now blowing up, and I was so hoping that this was going to be okay. That's why I didn't call Chyna, she said. I was so hopeful that this was going to be okay, and it's now blowing up. Chyna, whose real name is Angela Renee White, said a few days earlier that she joked about the idea of pointing the gun at the Arthur George sock designer, who is 35 years old. She testified before the jury on Wednesday, April 20, that Rob reportedly locked himself in her room with her phone and then ignored her when she wanted to celebrate the second season pickup of their Rob and Chyna series. She said that Rob had done this after she had asked him to celebrate the pickup. During that time period, Rob submitted several legal documents to the court in which he asserted that Chyna had the intention to inflict grave hurt on me. After some time, he decided to drop the charges. In her testimony on Wednesday, the performer known as Cash Only also stated that she did not put her finger on the weapon's trigger since she knew it was unloaded at the time. In 2017, the inventor of Lashed Cosmetics initiated legal action against Rob's family after the E! Network put a temporary pause on the production of Rob and Chyna. Between September and December of 2016, a documentary series was broadcast that focused on the couple's relationship as well as Chyna's pregnancy with her daughter Dream. Chyna is also the mother of King Cairo, who is 9 years old and whom she has with her ex-boyfriend Tyga. The native of Washington, District of Columbia, said in her court complaint that the businesswoman who runs Jenner Communications, the entrepreneur who runs KKW Beauty, Khloe Kardashian, and Kylie Jenner interfered with the production of the show after its season 2 renewal. The Kardashian-Jenner family initially attempted to have her legal action dismissed by filing a motion, but it was not granted. Kim Kardashian, Kris Jenner, the 37-year-old designer of Good American Clothing, and Kylie Jenner, the 24-year-old founder of Kylie Baby, have all been seen in the courthouse since the proceedings began earlier this month. Chyna expressed her gratitude on Twitter on April 2, writing, "I am so thankful that a jury will finally listen to what actually transpired behind closed doors, the lies that were made and the damage that was done. When the trial is over, I'm going to be able to proudly tell King and Dream that I made every effort to right the wrong that was done to me and that I did everything I could to do so. In addition, it is my sincere wish for them that they will be able to advocate for themselves in times of crisis throughout their lives." On Thursday, April 21, the author of In the Kitchen with Kris took the stand in the trial and testified that Chyna had made a death threat against Kylie. Kris Jenner, who is co-parenting Kylie and Kendall Jenner with Caitlyn Jenner, stated that they did not report the event to the authorities because they wanted to keep it personal amongst the family. What do you think about this? Share your views in the comments section and don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons.